Bonjour mes amis! Here we are, the last video of this strange, sometimes fun, always interesting experiment in online learning. Will we be doing something like this again in the fall? A hybrid system of some kind? Maybe, hopefully, face-to-face? We don't know, and who can say? But I want you to know that I am so proud of how our class came together and continued to learn French and continued to be here in this space together, even during the craziest times of quarantine, pandemic, online, everything. I'm super grateful that I got to be your French teacher this year, so thank you for showing up. Now I do have some notes, so you see me looking down a little bit. I want to make sure I say everything to you that I plan to say. This quarantine experience definitely changed the way I think about school. Normally our school just goes from 7:30 in the morning till 2:30 in the afternoon, hour after hour, bell after bell. We are constantly busy and on the go. We don't have time to breathe. Being able to take the time to breathe was actually kind of a little life-changing for me, to be honest. There were lots of days of boredom, but also some days of freedom. I mean, I could read whenever I wanted to, something that I don't often have time to do when we're doing school in the usual way. My own kids started baking, watching the news, finding new ways to connect with their friends, and I realized that all of those things are educational. So while it was important to me that as many students of mine as possible kept up with the lessons, because something with the language like French, if you don't use it, you lose it. But even so, taking the time to just sit back, maybe even staring off into space, or really cultivating a new skill or pursuing a new interest that you normally wouldn't have time for, that's educational too. And so I hope that some of you, like my own family, were able to do that during this time, and I hope you keep it up this summer. Our culture of busyness, constantly being on the go, isn't always healthy. So it's good to take the time to sit back, to pursue things that are most interesting to us, to have time to be creative. Learning a new skill or even teaching someone a skill is valuable, is educational. It doesn't have to be hour after hour, day after day of constant work. And I think that's a really fresh perspective to have, and I'm really excited that we were able to learn that this year. So that's not saying that you should just sit back and do nothing, because opportunity presents itself. You have the chance to be creative, to learn something new, to get outdoors, get exercise, stay healthy, get involved in community events, make a difference in the world, pay attention to what's happening in your world as well, and come back to school, whatever it's going to be. Whether it's this, us talking via video again, or hopefully face-to-face. Come back to school refreshed and ready to keep learning. Thank you for being my students. Just one more lesson, and that is something that I didn't get to teach to French 4 and 5 this year. We were going to read a novel together, and that kind of fell by the wayside with everything else. But there's one crucial lesson that comes from that novel that's applicable to all of my students. It is the novel Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince, by Antoine Saint-Exupéry. And in it, he says, On ne voit bien qu'avec le cœur. L'essentiel est invisible pour les yeux. We only see well with our hearts. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Class, follow your heart. Find what moves you. Find that essential part of being a citizen in this world, of being a student, of being human, and let that guide you for the rest of the summer and the rest of your life. Now that sounds like a really final goodbye, so I'm not going to say have a nice life, because I really hope you'll stop by and see me. Say bonjour, say salut, tell me how things are going. I'll be there in room 125, or maybe out here in cyberspace. But make sure you drop in sometime and say hi. So instead of just saying goodbye, I'm just going to say, à bientôt. et au revoir.